Did we create the pandemic? Are we trying to profit from it?
You know, the vaccine is our enemy. Oh, sorry, yeah. There we go. That'll run tonight.
I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this, you delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this. If this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment.
Krispy Kreme is offering a free glazed donut to customers who show a valid vaccination card. Again, a real incentive to go out and get the shot. Get the shot. Get the shot. Get the shot. Get the shot.
And the unvaccinated have a significantly higher risk of ending up in a hospital or even dying. We are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated.
Deaths aren't really taking place.
Unvaccinated are taking up hospital beds and crowding emergency rooms and intensive care units.
Where's all the sick people? Where's all the COVID patients? Where's all the COVID patients? Where are they? Where's the ICU? Huh? Where's everybody that's sick? We're in a pandemic. Look, it's empty, everybody. It's empty, everybody. It's empty. Security at the front door, like usual, in every hospital in Maryland, D.C., Virginia. Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Where's all the sick people? Where's all the sick people? Where's the medical pandemic? Where is it? Where's the medical pandemic? Where's all the COVID patients? Everything's closed. Where's everybody? Nobody's here. It's empty. Look at this. The whole hospital corridor is completely empty, everybody. It's empty. Empty. Get out of my face.
And any nurse will tell you the hospital systems are full with vaccinated patients with adverse reactions.
Can you repeat that again? So the hospitals are full.
The hospitals are full of vaccinated patients with adverse reactions.
You can guess where I'm at. COVID positive hospital. Or completely full, all fully vaccinated patients. Vaccine doesn't work.
Many people at high levels across the federal and provincial governments are misleading the public. And the media must now hold these officials accountable for their lack of transparency and honesty on these matters. The most concerning part is that we are still being advised by our doctors to get a second dose. At this point, it feels like they are purposefully trying to harm us.
Purposefully trying to harm us.
I'm laughing too.
Why have we got so many patients? It's all cardiac, short of breath, you know, collapses, falls. And I just can say, tick, 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 this is adverse reaction. All of our wards are full. You know, of people having cardiac problems, people with flare-ups from their cancer, like you name it. It's just, I guarantee our hospital is full of vaccine damage. So you don't hear our government talking about how to stay healthy. I went to a wellness seminar last night, and you don't hear the government say, like, take B, zinc, D, all of these supplements. You don't hear the government saying stay healthy. You get a disgustingly healthy 30-year-old guy, has not got any lung issues, cardiac issues, and he's in having acute chest pain, you know, the constant feeling of pressure on his chest, shortness of breath, and yet he's healthy. And they're like, oh, well, maybe it could be from, you know, your second jab that you got 3 days ago.
We were also at one point reporting positive COVID cases of people that were vaccinated, and I feel like, I don't know, it must have been 2-3 short weeks later, mass email that said we don't want to know anymore whether they're vaccinated or not. So really? I don't know, red flags, like why don't you want to know whether this vaccine is working or not? Because clearly it's not.
I don't know why the lies continue. I see it every single day. This whole story about 90% unvaccinated cases. No, I can tell you I've been in the front of the lines for the last year and 8 months, or however long it's been, too long, and that is a complete lie. I have seen nothing but vaccinated individuals.
My name is Abrian Aguirre, and I'm a board-certified occupational therapy practitioner. Since the rollout of the vaccine at my facility, Moderna was the vaccine that they administered, I've seen 32 elderly people pass away immediately after taking the Moderna vaccine. None of that is being talked about on the news. None of that is being spoken about, on the media. It doesn't fit their narrative. So there's just this huge misrepresentation, just a complete fraud with this system, with the healthcare system. I worked as a director of rehab for 5 months at another skilled nursing facility here in Kalihi on Oahu. And at that facility, during my time as being the director of rehab, I seen where the billing department would have my therapist change the ICD-10 medical diagnosis billing code from pulmonary disorder or COPD to COVID because of higher reimbursement.
Every time a person is put on a respirator, remember, it doesn't matter whether they need it or not, every time they get put on a respirator, that state gets $39,000 in remuneration from the federal government. Every time somebody has a COVID-19 diagnosis, the hospital in that state gets another $17,000. So they're in this big competition to try to make more money for their states. You had a heart attack, you died in a motor vehicle accident, you tripped down the steps and hit your head and died, you died of COVID-19. These are memes, but this is literally happening.
We know this is planned. We're not stupid. The hospitals are not full of COVID patients. The hospitals are full of vaccinated patients, okay? I've got friends that work in ICU at Flinders. 30 out of 38 patients currently are vaccinated. That is a fact, okay? The media is, I'm sorry, respectfully to the media, please start telling the truth and please help us help you because you are all targeted. Every single person is targeted.
So as a registered nurse, are you seeing people in hospital? Are you treating people?
Yes. Serious adverse effects. Serious. And we're talking 20-year-olds. We are talking 20-year-olds that have dropped dead. Nothing is getting on the media. Myocarditis is a rare, let me tell you, a rare cardiac condition. All of a sudden, every third 20-year-old's got myocarditis. You know what that leads to? Cardiac transplant. Where do we get hearts from in Australia with the lowest organ donor rate in the world?
And I don't know what your name is, so you don't have to tell me. Are the hospitals full of COVID patients?
The hospitals are pretty much full of people that have been vaccinated and they're returning to the hospital due to that vaccination.
So you're telling me there's a lot of people who got vaccinated are in the hospital right now?
Yeah, not just in St. Michael's, but all over the world. That's who's coming back to the hospital this time of year, when the hospitals should be at their lowest, for people that are vaccinated.
De patiënten die wij in GZA nu op intensieve hebben liggen, ik heb het gisteren nog nagekeken, die zijn eigenlijk allemaal gevaccineerd.
These injections are killing people, they are harming people, they are not preventing sickness, and they are not about health. Now, I haven't written the playbook for what is going on, but I know it's malevolent, and I know that it must be stopped.
A new world order. A new world order. New world order.
A new world order.
And the phenomenal opportunities before us to create a real new world order.
New world order.
We all talk about a new world order. What this so-called new world order will look like.
That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
Pledging allegiance to the New World Order.
And that's just the way it is. We've got to accept that this is the New World Order.
We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order.
There is no pandemic flu in our country or in the world at this time. But if we wait for a pandemic to appear, it will be too late to prepare. And one day, many lives could be needlessly lost because we failed to act today.
We really do have a problem of how the world perceives influenza, and it's going to be very difficult to change that unless you do it from within and say, I don't care what your perception is, we're going to address the problem in a disruptive way and in an iterative way, because you do need both.
At the time when the New World Order was enunciated, the population of this world was only 3 billion. The intention was to reduce it to 1 billion. Now the population of the world is 7 billion. There will be a need to kill many billions of people, or to stop them to death, or to prevent them from giving birth, in order to reduce the population of this world. They will submit to the new world order as proposed by the powerful nations, and the world will be in a state of turmoil.
I believe we, and particularly you, your class, has an incredible window of opportunity to lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. This is, I really think, Doctor, you want to treat this like you treat the flu.
Both the president and I are vaxxed, and did you get the booster?
Yes.
I got it too.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Like I did in my first and second COVID-19 vaccination shot, I'm about to get my booster shot and do it publicly.
Excuse me. Let me get some of that. If you want to get on an airplane, you have to be vaccinated. If you want to get Social Security, you need to be vaccinated. If you want to get whatever benefits they give, you need to be vaccinated for.
If you're not familiar with the subject matter, it's time to turn off fucking Netflix and start doing some independent research and start, connecting the dots. There's enough, even though it's hard to find some of that information these days because everything on the internet has been censored and taken down, and it's very hard to find. They've changed the algorithms. We shouldn't be watching Netflix all the time and, just kind of slumbering along with this fucking political nonsense, this political theater, this bullshit shit show that they've been pulling for 2 years now. Get the hell out of here. Ones that are orchestrating all this bullshit, not even 1%. So they're really afraid of us. They know how much power we have. Why do you think they keep us in fear 24/7? On the radio and the press, the propaganda, mainstream media, why do you think they keep you in fear? Because they know if we become fearless, they don't have a snowball's chance in hell. Their matrix would crumble.
I'm on so many cameras right now, I didn't ask to be recorded either. This is available public access, but if somebody asks me to leave the store, I'll do so immediately. Right now, all I'm doing is giving you information. Because if you're the one that's here doing the injections,
I can give you a number that you can contact for further.
No, man, I'm not doing the injections. You are. So you're going to be held liable for crimes against humanity. And that's what this is telling you.
I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay, well, good enough. You've been put on notice as of this date and this time. And the injections that you give, you will be held accountable for crimes against humanity. Stop giving me injections. You've been informed.
Is there a pharmacist here who knows where to find the insert in the box of vaccines that I could take a look at?
If you want to step to the side there, he'll be
Perfect.
as soon as he can.
Thank you.
I have someone who wants a package insert.
Hi.
That's from the Moderna vaccine. That is the one we are giving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the package insert given to patients isn't the full information.
So it's not from the manufacturer themselves?
That is from the manufacturer, but it's truncated. That's the full thing.
So why is it intentionally blank if it's all the safety studies and stuff?
They're inside.
They're inside of it?
And this folds up.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go on
I've got to get online and find it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I already know that it's intentionally blank. My last question is, how is it informed consent when all of the safety studies, placebo safety studies, are not listed from the manufacturer?
That's a great question. I would talk to CVS about that because.
Okay. So if we don't know what we're injecting into ourselves, I don't understand how that's informed consent.
That you're exactly right,
okay.
and you're exactly right,
Yeah.
and you are correct. I should not be giving these vaccines at all.
Okay. Oh, why are you giving them?
Because I am told to, and that's how. Because I am told to, and I am told.
I understand
and everything I have shown, including the patients that I have given it to, it is safe.
It is safe and effective. What studies are you going by that states that it's safe and effective? I know these are tough questions, but I have to ask.
I know, and I'm sorry that
But you can't answer. So I understand that.
I unfortunately cannot answer that,
Okay.
and I feel it. And right now, I'm feeling totally inadequate as a pharmacist and ready to turn in my license.
Don't. Just learn more about it. You know about the Nuremberg trials, right?
I understand about all of that, and
I'm just curious if people here really understand what's happening around them, and that just doing my job is not an excuse for what's really happening.
No, I absolutely understand.
Well, I just wanted to ask.
And based on what you're saying, I can no longer advocate for these vaccines.
Okay. Well, yes, that's absolutely your choice, and people to take it. That's their choice to take it. But I'm just looking for informed people where I can get information. And it seems like I keep hitting this block each time. Every time I go online and talk to doctors, they block me. You know, it's because they can't answer my questions. They get uncomfortable, and I get that. But then why even continue this if you don't know the information?
That is an absolutely valid question.
Okay.
I repeat once more, the decision not to vaccinate will not affect only your health or your life. Unfortunately, it will affect the lives of others, and likely the lives of the people you love the most, which are the people that usually you are in contact with. So I think trust science.
Well, and a question for you. I've heard you have not yet had your shot. When do you plan to get it?
The sooner I can, I will.
My name is Cody Flint. I'm a 33-year-old husband and a father of 2 young boys. I'm an agricultural pilot by profession with over 10,000 total flight hours. I have been very healthy my whole life with no underlying conditions. I received my first dose of the Pfizer COVID vaccine on February 1st. Within 30 minutes, I developed a severe stabbing headache that later became a burning sensation in the back of my neck. 2 days after vaccination, I got in my airplane to do a job that would take only a few hours. Immediately after taking off, I knew something was not right with me. I was starting to develop tunnel vision, and my headache was getting worse. Approximately 2 hours into my flying, I pulled my airplane up to turn around and felt an extreme burst of pressure in my ears. Instantly, I was nearly blacked out, dizzy, disoriented, nauseous, and shaking uncontrollably. By the grace of God, I was able to land my plane without incident, although I do not remember doing this. My initial diagnosis of vertigo and a severe panic attack, although I've never had a history of either of these, was later replaced with left and right perilymphatic fistulas, eustachian tube dysfunction, and elevated intracranial pressure due to brain swelling. My condition continued to decline, and my doctors told me only an adverse reaction to the vaccine or a major head trauma could have caused this much spontaneous damage. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fly an airplane again. This vaccine has taken my career from me and the future I have worked so hard to build. I have used all of my savings to pay medical bills and just to be able to survive. My family and I are on the verge of losing everything we have. The main issue rests squarely on the fact that the FDA, CDC, and NIH refuse to acknowledge that real lives are being absolutely destroyed by this vaccine. The federal government has yet to help a single one of the vaccine injured. It was my understanding that the federal government accepted the responsibility of helping people injured by this vaccine, considering they gave the vaccine manufacturers full legal immunity from people like me. The government has left us nowhere to turn for help. We have been ignored and silenced. It is not right, and it needs to stop now.
She developed additional symptoms that included gastroparesis, nausea and vomiting, erratic blood pressure and heart rate, memory loss. She mixes up words, brain fog, headaches, dizziness, fainting. She fell and hit her head, and then seizures. She developed verbal and motor tics. She had loss of feeling from the waist down and muscle weakness. Drastic changes in her vision, urinary retention and loss of bladder control, severely irregular and heavy menstrual cycles, and eventually she had to have an NG tube put in to get nutrition. So, because they couldn't figure it out, one physician labeled her as having functional neurologic disorder, saying it was due to anxiety. This concerned us and we didn't agree with it because she doesn't have the anxiety. Look at her. I went in trusting the drug companies, the FDA, CDC, the hospital where the trial was held, Cincinnati Children's, a very reputable hospital. If they minimalize Maddie's reaction to the vaccine like this, I wonder what really happened to those in the clinical trials who had a reaction to the first dose. They never got to have the second dose. That means they're out of the trial. They're disqualified. I wonder what else was hidden in either the Pfizer trial or any of the other ones, because I know there were things hidden. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I've got a quick question. Obviously, we invited the CEO from Pfizer or some representative of Pfizer. Nobody showed up. Because you had the courage to come forward in June, you have had some media attention, not by the mainstream media, but Pfizer has to be aware of you. Have they reached out to you since June?
Neither Pfizer, the FDA, or the CDC has ever talked to us or attempted to. We have never heard anything from them, ever. And I did file it in VAERS also. Still didn't hear anything.
So that is outrageous.
In more sad news today, rapper and actor DMX has died. Now, DMX, whose real name was Earl Simmons, was on life support for the past few days after being hospitalized a few weeks ago. His family says he died this morning. The hospital says he suffered catastrophic cardiac arrest. DMX was 50 years old.
We are coming on the air interrupting America's Funniest Home Videos in the East because we've learned actor and comedian Bob Saget has died. The cause of death remains unknown.
I just got my booster, so I'm going to keep, I don't know what that's worth because a new variant comes out every 10 minutes, but what the hell. I went to the pharmacy the other day. I got a booster shot, and I should have gotten it in my arm, but I got it in my butt, so I'm a little pain. But they give you an option.
A quadrillion-dollar enterprise is at work amongst us, decimating, culling the human family.
Intentionally,
using synthetic molecules, which by design are cancer, AIDS, all of the both men could dream up.
Yeah, it's for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless. They're not part of this world economy. So they have their rights taken away, and they're suppressed and they're experimented.
And the multilateral agencies and the health and regulatory so-called authorities and agencies appear in the main to have become weaponized.
It's not a bacterial war. It's a systemic poisoning war, and they're using chemical warfare against all of us.
Have you, in your years, defined anything close to the atom seed of who and what they are? We know about the agencies, we understand the acronyms, but have you come close at all to identifying who and what they are?
I haven't met these Luciferian people. Wherever they may be, they hide because they fear the light of which I represent.